We engaged Curiosity because our organization was going through a whole new strategic plan. We had new leadership that recognized that there was a real lack of creativity happening in the organization as it relates to new ideas and innovating in what we do. A whole team was brought together, a number of senior people within the organization, all charged with innovation, letting go of everything they've worked on in the past and coming up with new ideas. So we were all very excited about what was going to happen and the change that we were being given and the new roles that we were being given. But we were a little unsure of where to start because we were so used to doing what we had done, and we knew sort of our comfort level, but to make us completely uncomfortable in order to push our thinking. When we first started with Curiosity, we started with a 3-day workshop. And one of the most important and valuable pieces that we came out of that workshop with was Curiosity's CPACT. The 5 C's: clarify, collect, create, concept, and commercialize. We all know them very well now. We hold them very closely, and it really helps to guide so much of what we do. After the 3-day workshop with Curiosity, we looked at doing an education module where we actually did some online learning. So we actually went back to school. So we saw it as our Curiosity College. On a weekly basis, we were given assignments that we had to tackle, and then we were working together to work through the assignments and then actually reporting back to Curiosity on how we were doing. The Curiosity Roadshow that we went on, half of our team went to New York and the other half was in London. We were able to sit down with organizations of all areas, and we weren't really sure at first about what we were going to be learning from these organizations, and especially because we were a charity going in to sit with them. But because Curiosity was able to make those connections for us and brief them and set them up, those meetings were very different. So it wasn't like we were going in and they were expecting to hear us talk about who we were. They were so excited to share what they were doing and so excited to make sure that there was big learning for us. The top benefits that Curiosity was able to give us, I would say, would be around specific tools. The CPAC, absolutely a huge part of everything that we do now. Whether it's a huge idea or something small, we'll spend 20 minutes taking it through the CPAC, or we'll spend 6 months taking it through the CPAC. That's a huge piece. The tools on working together and having really sort of healthy dialogue, changing or removing but from any sort of dialogue and always responding in yes and has completely changed the team dynamic. We still do it every day, and it's interesting to me how when someone does try and shut down conversation instead of building it up, it really stands out to us, and we're helping to build within the organization, or even in meetings that we're in, we change the tone of meetings because of some of the tools that Curiosity was able to give us. Another key piece is how we individually work together and how we understand how people are feeling. We understand that there's people within a process, they're more comfortable in some areas than others. So we're patient, and we understand some of the questions that might need to be asked. We understand the time individuals might need. And I think before Curiosity, we would have been frustrated instead of now celebrating it, knowing that there's ways that we can be working together. Curiosity really held us accountable to how we were working together. It would have been easy for us to say, okay, here's our 3-day workshop, here's our roadshow, here's our education module, and come in and out of it, because we were still working on other jobs and other things. Curiosity didn't let us do that. We were being held very accountable to every element of it. And in the end, that didn't only teach us that what we learned was so important and we were able to really build on what we were learning, but we now do that to each other because we see how effective it is. So organizations that I would strongly suggest work with Curiosity are those that know that thinking different will get them to the next level, but don't have a way to get there right now. They need to start making these types of investments. There's a lot of organizations that are starting to build innovation into their plans, but it's a word on a piece of paper. They're not actually living thinking differently, being creative, sparking individual curiosity within the organization. It's not actually happening within the organization. Curiosity helps to bring those tools in a very simple, comfortable way that will change the way teams work together.